Welcome back, everyone, to the Humor Career Insights podcast. Welcome to Season 4. This podcast is your guide to navigating career success in a world that's changing faster than ever. I'm your host, Batje Chibafa, a certified professional career coach and founder of Humor. Whether you're just starting out, climbing the ladder, or choosing not to climb that ladder, or pivoting after years in the workforce, this podcast is here to equip you with the insights and strategies you need to thrive. This season, we're exploring entrepreneurship as a career choice, the ideas, risks, and realities behind building something from scratch and turning purpose into impact. We're diving into the many paths that lead people to entrepreneurship, not just as a business pursuit, but as a deeply personal and strategic career decision. Starting this season, I'll be sharing short solo episodes. We'll call them Batje's Take. Just quick reflections and takeaways from each guest conversation to help you pause, process, and apply those insights to your own career journey. So welcome to the first Batje's Take. So today, I'm going to share with you my reflections or my takeaways from the conversation that I had with the startup coach a week ago. If you haven't listened to that conversation, head on over to Apple or YouTube or wherever it is that you listen to your podcast or watch, because now you can watch it on YouTube. Back to my takeaways. I'm going to share with you 3 takeaways. Takeaway number 1, entrepreneurship is a skill that can be learned. So you can liken it to a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it gets and the stronger it gets. And when I was reflecting on this, I was thinking about how this skill should be taught from a young age. If you listen to the startup coach, his first entrepreneurship gig was in high school, and he went on to build bigger and successful businesses. But this skill needs to be taught from a fairly young age. When I grew up, it wasn't so much the case. Things like problem solving, financial literacy, those were not a big thing. It was just the quicker you learned how to add, subtract, read, write, the quicker you learned the academics, the better off you were, the more successful you were in school. But now I do see that across the world, there's a bigger emphasis on teaching this skill to our young people. My kids at the age of 5, 6, shout out to the most amazing school that my kids went to. At that young age, they were being taught entrepreneurship skills. They were being taught problem-solving skills. Each semester had different learning themes. And one semester, they had a theme that was called biashara. And biashara is a Swahili word for business. In that semester, they learned all about business, all about buying, selling. At the school, they also have a permanent structure that's called the Star Duka. Again, duka is a Swahili word for a shop, like a local trading shop. They have one at the school where kids will sell popcorn, cookies, lemonade. They sell a wide range of things, and they're actually teaching these practical skills at a very young age. And now there's also programs like Junior Achievement. This is a program where they have people that go into schools and they teach things like financial literacy, work readiness, things about jobs and business, actually how to even set up your own business. And Junior Achievement, I've learned, is in a number of countries worldwide. So that's my takeaway number 1. Entrepreneurship is a skill that can be learned. Takeaway number 2 is on the mindset, and how the mindset is such a determining factor in becoming successful at anything you do, whether it be your job or setting up and running a business. And it really starts from redefining success. In my mind, that's where it starts. So I read a story this past week about a lady who left corporate because of health challenges, but then ended up developing a juice it was an anti-inflammatory juice to help with her health issues. But then she started producing it in bigger scale. And she says, I don't regret leaving corporate at all because I've redefined success for myself. And for her, say success is now taking my kids to school in the morning, being able to follow a passion, it's spending time with friends, family, and a husband, and learning new things. And when I read this, got this light bulb, I was thinking about my coaching programs, where we have a goal setting session and we spend some time working through the definition of success. The question we ask is, what does success look like to you? Another aspect of shifting the mindset is learning to overcome fear and being willing to take some risks. When I had the conversation with the startup coach, he spoke about how when you're building a business, it's like you are flying the plane while you're building it. And you have to be working at it while it's in the air and fixing it while it's in the air. And my thought was, oh no, that is too scary for me. And when I reflected upon it later, I thought to myself, but that is exactly what it is. But for my mindset to put myself in some sort of comfort, I say to myself, but hey, when I started flying that plane, it was ready to fly. But along the way, I've changed direction. I've customized it here and there. I've added this, upgraded that, and that is it. You are building it while you are flying. And this is the difference in a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. So, what is a growth mindset? I am currently reading a book. In fact, I'm listening to the book on the Audible app. The book is titled Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Carol Dweck. And in this book, she shows how success, whether it's in schools, whether it's in your job, sports, almost every area really, it is dramatically influenced by how we think about our talents and our abilities. So people with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are fixed and they are less likely to be successful than those with a growth mindset. And those are people who believe that their abilities can be developed. So the difference between I cannot do this to I can learn how to do this. And working on getting that mindset right is critical to success. And this is something that can actually be taught. My 6-year-olds were being taught about the difference between fixed and growth mindset in the first grade. You can reorient your mindset, hence the term mindset shift, getting that aha moment. Moving on to takeaway number 3. And this really spoke to me. And it's don't go it alone. You cannot do it alone. Get a coach, get a mentor. A coach focuses on specific skills and performance improvement, while a mentor provides broader guidance and support for personal and professional growth. So in season 1, I talk about the fact that early on in my career, I was part of a cohort of graduate trainees in an organization that had a fantastic graduate trainee program. The program had in place a coach and a mentor for each graduate trainee. The coach was basically your supervisor in the field that you were in and taught you the specific skills you needed to be a manager in that particular area. For example, I was an HR graduate trainee and my coach would, give me the experience in compensation, payroll, people development, etc. My mentor, however, focused on the broader things, the management, the leadership skills, the professional development, and putting your name out there. And for those great opportunities that you might otherwise not have had if you didn't have a mentor. For example, my mentor got me the opportunity to present in a board meeting, allowing me that visibility and really just the experience to stand in front of senior leadership and show my skills. As an entrepreneur, it is even more important to get a coach and a mentor or mentors. Don't be afraid to admit that you don't know it all. You cannot be an expert at everything. Note to self. So one of the challenges of being self-employed or being a solopreneur is that you have to do everything. And at some point, you realize that you actually can't do everything and you get some help. For one, I tried to do my own website at some point. I've tried to do my own marketing. I've even tried to do my own business cards. I tried to do everything. And a lot of it turned out to not be so great. But when I focus on what I can do and what I know well, I thrive. So I learned to start getting some help and getting help from people that are experts in the marketing, experts in web design. And in the last season, I spoke about automation and AI. I had an episode with Ahmed Acha in season 2 on AI and the future of work. If you haven't listened to season 3, actually, season 2 was on storytelling. So if you haven't listened to any of those, please do go back. But this episode with Ahmed Acha on AI and the future of work is actually, it was really mind blowing to me because it spoke about the simple things that bog you down, like automating your emails. And, you can even get a virtual assistant. These days, it's so common to have a virtual team. So get some help. You cannot do it alone. That is my takeaway number 3. So allow me to end my reflections with an introduction of humor. Those who have been following these episodes from season 1, I have never actually really spoke about what we do here at Humor. And, humor is the plane that I have built and I continue to build. And I am so proud of what humor has done in impacting so many people's lives. The testimonies that we receive, they really make me proud. If you Google search us, there's a whole spiel about how Humor is a boutique human resources consulting firm which specializes in talent search and people development programs for the humanitarian sector. They serve the world through a well-connected network of partners in Africa, the Caribbean, and the United States, providing services such as talent search, HR advisory, career coaching, and resume writing. Let me simplify that. In simple words, Humor has 2 arms. The first arm is HR consulting, and that works specifically with organizations on things like HR policies, compensation, equity, workforce planning, L&D, performance management, and recruitment support, like the full cycle, full ambit of recruitment. And then the second arm is my ikigai, my passion, what I absolutely love doing, and that's career and leadership development. So in this second arm, we have the career coaching programs, things like interview coaching, transition coaching, job search coaching. And then we have development programs like we have Clifton Strength Coaching and DISC Coaching. We also have programs where we actually work with people who are job searching and we revamp CVs, we revamp cover letters. We also do group facilitation for change management and interventions for career transitions. So my invitation to you is that if any of this interests you at all, or you just want to contact us, engage with us, collaborate with us on anything, you can contact Humor via email at info@humhr.org. That's info@humor.org, or check out our website at www.humhr.org. www.humor. I would be honored to partner with you to do good. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, stay inspired.